Dr. Terence Drew is the new leader of the St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party. Dr. Drew, the former party chairman, was elected in a very competitive leadership election contested by former Member of Parliament Conris Maynard and first-time parliamentarian Dr. Jeffrey Hanley. In an interview with SK Newsline on Monday, Dr. Drew said his victory is a victory for Labour.
Whenever the voice of the people is heard, I think that's a victory for all. That was my response. And then, having won a contest, you feel some level of satisfaction. And of course, then my thoughts went on all those who would have helped me, those who were in the contest, my other two comrades, my party leader, the comrades in general, and all those who were involved.
The new party leader said the first order of business is to organize the various teams of the party, the executive, and its approach for the future.
The first move is to make sure that we, bring our party together. That process would have started since the night of the election or even just before that. And so we are going through that, but we are on a good path. I think when we left there last night, in general, people were satisfied. The first order of business is to make sure that we complete our executive and to have our first executive meeting post-election and, start making steps towards completing our list of candidates so that the Labour Party is ready for the next elections whenever they are called.
Political analyst Peter Wickham said Labour Party supporters did themselves a favour by electing Dr. Drew as their new leader.
So instead of saying I'm surprised, I'd say that I think that the Labour Party did itself a favour in terms of identifying the person that appears to have the most popular support. In doing that, however, the Labour Party has essentially picked a fight with the former leader, and it will have to see how it will resolve that matter going forward, and indeed if it has a testicular fortitude to be able to see the matter through, because this is but one part. The next part is the consolidation of support of the Labour Party, which will require either the will to respond directly to Dr. Douglas or alternatively his desire to come on board and essentially support the new leadership.
Meanwhile, social activist and former government minister Dwyer Astafan said the Labour Party made the right choice in electing Dr. Drew.
Yes, I think it's the right choice. I think Dr. Drew has the broadest national appeal, and he's the person most likely to endear the voters across the board to the Labour Party and giving it its best chance of victory at the polls. So I think he's the best choice from a number of angles.
According to reports out of the business segment of the special conference on Sunday, Dr. Drew garnered 184 votes to beat out close colleagues Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, who made 70, and Conris Maynard, 153. This is the first time the party is changing leadership in 32 years, as Dr. Denzil Douglas, former Prime Minister and current opposition leader, has been at the helm of the party unchallenged for over 3 decades. The full interview with Peter Wickham, Dwyer Astafan, and Dr. Drew can be heard on the program Let's Talk St. Kitts Nevis on SK Newsline's sister radio station Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net this Tuesday at 10 a.m. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.